everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the HermitCraft Feed the Beast server. Yeah, guys, welcome back. So, guys, oh, we got a black sheep over here. Baba Black Sheep. Yeah, guys, last episode we were messing around with trying to get pink slimes, and we finally did it, and we captured it in our safari net over here. Yeah, pink slime right here, and we spawned a whole bunch of those, so now we are rolling in pink slime balls, which is awesome. We need those for the laser pre-chargers, and those are used for the laser drill. So let's go downstairs and let's start making some of these patterns so we can do this. So we need to do laser drill, Mine Factory Reloaded. Okay, so most of this stuff is pretty easy. Just some diamonds, redstone reception coils, some plastic sheets, and then this glowstone illuminator, which is something that we need to do. So let's go ahead and code this guy. So the glowstone illuminator is an illuminator frame with some energized glowstone. Pretty easy to do all of this stuff. So the illuminator frame is some silver nuggets and redstone and hardened glass. So let's actually do this. I'm going to code and can I take that real quick? Okay, so I don't know if these silver nuggets are the ones that we need. Let's look in our system real quick. Silver. Well, we have some silver nuggets, but I think those might be different. All right, let's take some silver ingots and let's tell the system how to make silver nuggets. Clear this out. All right, so those are different. These are like the blue ones. So let's encode this. And we want the system to make some silver nuggets. So let's craft these. Okay. Even though applied energistics generally can differ between the different versions of silver nuggets and stuff, I always like making the patterns with the correct one that the system knows how to make. So there we go. I've replaced those with the thermal expansion silver nuggets, thermal expansion hardened glass, and redstone, so we can encode this guy. Let's just come over here and drop that in. Okay, so now we can make the illuminator frames. So if we look, the laser drill requires 2 of these glowstone illuminators, so we need 2 of the illuminator frames. And then these laser drill pre-chargers are, let's see, I think you can have up to 4 of those pre-chargers, so we're going to need 4 of those, so we're going to need 6 of these glowstone illuminators. So let's do that. The illuminator frame, we will make 6 of those. Bam. All right. I guess we can put these raw materials away. Okay, so we have the illuminator frame and we have the laser drill pattern created. So now we need to do this one. Let's go ahead and click it on here so we can do this. And bam. So we get the hardened glass. That's kind of what I was waiting for. Shift click this. Plastic sheets, pink slime balls. Yep, I think we are all good on that. So the next step is to make some of this glowstone illuminator stuff. So we need some glowstone, and I believe 1 block of glowstone turns into a bucket's worth. So we're going to need 6 of these. I could be wrong, though. I would like to get the thermal expansion machines hooked up over here so we can do the liquid crafting. That's something that I should hook up in the future at some point. But for now, we can just go ahead and stick that in the magma crucible. This is going to go ahead and melt the glowstone down. And I believe we want it to eject over here. And this thing, we want it to receive from this side. There we go, energized glowstone. So yeah, now we can go ahead and make our illuminator frames, the glowstone illuminators, I'm sorry. And this is just going to take a little bit of time to go. So let me go ahead and wait for this to finish, get our glowstone illuminators done so we can craft those other pieces, and we'll be right back. Okay, so the glowstone illuminators are finished crafting. You know what? I've never actually looked at these things. What you can do with them. Is it just like glowstone or something? Let's place one down. So that looks kind of cool, I guess. I assume these put off light. Okay, you can break them. Let's go down below here. And let's set one of these down. It doesn't really seem like it made anything brighter, does it? Did it? Let's get rid of that and let's put one here. No, so these, oh, you know what? Do they require redstone signal? They might. Let's try redstone signaling them. There we go. Okay, so yeah, they are similar to what are the redstone lamps. Guess it's not really something we need to use for any specific reason other than for the crafting recipe. Maybe they would be good just for the aesthetics looks or whatever, but yeah, we don't need that. Okay, so we have the glowstone illuminator, so we should be able to do our laser, both the laser drill and the pre-charger. So let's craft up one of those. There we go, and let's craft up 4 of these. 2, 3, 4. Nice. So we have all that stuff done. Beautiful. So the laser drill, what's this thing? Yeah, the laser drill has to be used on bedrock. So last episode, I was talking about we have these pieces of bedrock. Oh, you know what? I'm going to hit key, play control on off. We have these pieces of bedrock down here that, whoa, almost went into lava, that we could use, but then we have to get rid of the lava, and I kind of like having this thing here just because it's unique. It doesn't really serve any purpose, but it's kind of cool that we have the lava stream that just flows into nothing and with a little piece of lava stream underneath it. So I think we're going to leave that alone. Oop, get out of there. So we have another option that we could do. Since that is the only bedrock around, we're going to have to make our own bedrock. Well, how do you make bedrock? Yeah, it's kind of a difficult thing to do. The recipe is kind of complicated. Actually, I'm just kind of kidding. So if we look in our ME terminal, we can search for gas. And we have the shale gas from Gascraft, which is part of, I think, Engineer's Toolbox, or I'm not really sure. But we have 163 pieces of bedrock essentially in our ME system. The only thing is it's not quite bedrock until we get rid of the gas from it. So in order to do that, we are going to have to place it and then start delving into Engineer's Toolbox a little bit. There's this item called a fracker. I think we talked about it way early on in the season. A fracker that we can pump the gas out of that block, and once it's all out, it'll turn into a piece of bedrock. So we can essentially place that anywhere we want it, use a fracker to get all the gas out of it, and then we will have our bedrock. So where would we want to put that? I'm not exactly sure. I almost think that it makes sense if we stuck it like under here. Since we're not really using this room for anything, we could put the bedrock like right here or something, and then have the fracker up above it, and that way it's close to our ME system, it's close to our power and all of that stuff. So I think that would probably be a good idea. This whole what do we call this? The auto fortune machine or whatever. This can be moved. It does not have to stay here. I just have it here just because it was convenient at the time. All right, so I think the first thing we need to do, let's get into Engineer's Toolbox. Let's look at a few things we need to do. So Engineer's Toolbox, we have to make one of these things called a modular socket, which is a machine chassis, a control circuit, a bucket, a PSU, which is lead, redstone, and gold nuggets, which is easy enough. You can also do copper, it looks like. There's a few different recipes. The machine chassis is aluminum or tin or copper and aluminum or gold. Yeah, there's like so many things. This is such an easy thing to make. So let me go ahead and build a few of these pieces that we need. We're going to need that. We're going to need the fluid input, fluid output, and a couple other pieces, and we'll be right back. All right, so I got a few of these pieces put together. It took a little bit of time to craft all this stuff. So we ended up making a socket remote, a fluid input, a fluid output, a fracker, the modular socket, an ME fluid interface. I grabbed some black cables from my ME system. We have a couple of aqueous accumulators and a tank full of water. I really should make one of those Emperor chalices, but for now, this is just an easy way for me to fill up my bucket of water, to place water around where we need it. Anyway, let's head down here. So we are going to put our shale gas one block above here. In fact, let's put a buffer block there. Cobble, let's just grab a few pieces of this. So we're going to have a space just so we can let the light through. See how it got darker there? We have a glowstone underneath here. So our piece of bedrock is going to be right here, which means our fracker is going to be on top of that block. So we need that there just for now. We can go and get rid of this thing. Okay. So let's start looking at these things. So we have a modular socket. Let's place this down for just a second. Yep, doesn't really look like much. It's got an interface on there. It says 0 out of 5000 RF, but I'm pretty sure we don't even need to give this thing power at all for it to work. So let's take our fracker unit. We can go ahead and just click that on there, and that gives us a little bit of an interface. Not really sure what all these things mean. I don't know too much. I was kind of doing some research about this, so I know just a little bit, not really enough to know what I'm doing, to be honest. But I know you need the socket remote, and you can shift right click this thing to change it to the different colors. The purple, white, yellow, light blue, or cyan, or blue. So I'm pretty sure blue has to do with liquids. So I think you have to right click this thing and set it to 0 or 1 or 2. I'm pretty sure we want this set to 0. Again, I really don't know what I'm doing. So I think we're going to get this to work. Let's just go with that. So let's grab this thing. We have the fracker on the bottom. If you use a wrench, it retains its information. So we will go ahead and set that right here. Okay. So we need to pump water in on one side, and we need the liquid to be extracted on the other side. And since my ME system is over here, I think this is going to be the extracting side. So we can do fluid output over here. And again, I think we need to set this to 1 for the output. I think. I don't know. Like I said, I kind of looked at some stuff online, and this is what I heard. So the input goes over here. We will click on this and set that one to 0. And this one's set to 1, the output. All right? Hopefully this is going to work. So we need to put down our aqueous accumulators somewhere. I guess we can just stick them right next to each other. We need to get ourselves some fluid ducts. I'm sorry. Yeah, fluid ducts. Fluid ducts. These guys right here. So we can just go bink, 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 bink. Okay. So that's going to start sending water over here when we get these hooked up. What can we use to put water around? Let's do... I guess we'll just use some clear glass. So let's just make ourselves a little buffer. Yeah, we'll just do this. That should be fine. And then on this side, we'll have water over here as well. Okay. Guess we'll just do that for whatever reason. Bucket of water on the ground. Give me that. Come here. So water, and we will put down our tank. Water, water, and finally water. Very good, very good. Right, so these guys should be now collecting water and outputting it. And it looks like this thing, the fluid duct, is full of water, so that's good. So we're pumping water into our fracker. So now we need to output from the other side so we can put our ME fluid interface. I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Hopefully it does. And then we can do some of these ME cables over. I guess we'll just run those straight across. Right, like that. That connects up. Very good. Finally, we need to put down our shale gas right below this thing. And if all goes well, let's just grab one of those. We don't want to go crazy. Hopefully this isn't going to be like messy and this is going to work. And then I can finally use that bedrock crusher thing to get rid of this if we need to later on. But let's do that. So what are we doing? We doing anything? I don't know. This thing really doesn't give you a very good interface now, does it? Let's go over to here. Yeah, this thing is not doing anything at the moment. So maybe I've done something wrong. Let's go check this out. Maybe I need a pipe out of it instead of having the fluid interface right here. Yeah, there's really nothing to see. Let's move this over a block. And we will stick that right there. And let's just put a fluid duct between the two. Does that do anything? Well, it's possible I got these the wrong way. It's possible the one on the bottom is set incorrectly. Let me do a little bit more research on this, because I did try this out in creative mode. So I thought I had this all working, but apparently I did something wrong. So let me go double check what I did there, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I did a little bit more research on this. So yeah, I kind of did this the wrong way. So our fluid input needs to be on channel 0, which it's on. And then on the bottom side, we need to access this thing, so we need to move it. Let's try doing this. Can I do that? Thank you. Let's go ahead and start setting these settings over here. Okay, so our fluid input is 0. So blue going down. Where's our thing? This needs to be set to 0 as well. Okay, so fluid is 0. So let's switch this over to green. We need to change the green channel. We'll set that to 1. So our fluid input is on 0, and the blue on the bottom is on 0. So we're sending the water down. And then we're on another channel, or another tank, whatever you want to call it. We're going to tank number 1, and that's going to be on the green channel, and that's also going to be the same thing that we use for our output side. So let's grab this guy and stick it back. And our output is set to 1. So we should now, yeah, you can see right there we had the little flash, fluid natural gas. We are now fracking the natural gas out of there, which means we can get this thing off, and we can probably just use the interface directly on there. Like I had this set up originally. Just go and stick that guy there. Yeah, this is filling up with natural gas right here. Very good. And then we can put our ME cable to pull that directly into our ME system. So each one of those natural gas blocks has a variable amount in it. So there's no real way to tell how much natural gas you're going to get out. I think it can be like 200 or 1,000 buckets or something like that. So we're just going to have to wait until this thing gets done fracking all of the gas out of this block. Then it'll turn into a normal piece of bedrock. Then we can hook up our mining laser, or our laser drill, and the laser pre-chargers. So it's just going to take a little bit of time. We're going to have to wait for that to happen. We're going to collect that natural gas. We should figure out what we can do with the natural gas as far as turning it into something of use. That's something that I'll probably do a little bit later. All right. Give me a few moments here. Let's see what else we can do today. Okay, so we're still waiting for the fracker to complete. I couldn't really think of anything else like different to do, so let's take this safari net that I got off camera that has a named zombie pigman in it, Verend Esperburnov, whatever. Let's see what happens when we start spawning some of this guy. This ought to be fairly interesting, I think, so let's check that out. We'll get rid of our wither skeleton. Let's put that in there. Let's try spawn exact copy. No. I'm not sure if it's going to spawn the named mob without the exact copy or not, but let's check that out. So let's do redstone ignored. So there's a zombie pigman. I think those are just regular zombie pigmen. Yeah, I don't think there's anything unique about these guys. Let's go ahead and change that. So it is the exact copy. Now let's see what happens. There he is. There's the guy that's named. So he's got a whole bunch of gold armor. Yep, so does that guy. So I'm curious if these guys are going to drop some stuff like emeralds or whatever. I guess it's going to be kind of hard to know what they drop because all the items go directly into the ME system. Well, we could come over here and I guess we could disconnect the ME system and just check each one of these interfaces to see what we're getting. That might be what we're going to have to do. Let's do that real quick. Let's let this kill a few of these zombie pigmen. Yep, and let's see what kind of drops we're going to get, because I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure that these special mobs do drop things like emeralds or whatever. But it would be good to just kind of see. Alright, well, they're being killed. Let's go start checking these guys. Oh, okay, so we're getting lapis and gold nuggets, which is good. That's just from the other mobs. Looking. I was also checking out what we could do with the natural gas that we're getting, and I tried getting it into a bucket and I could not put it into a bucket. So I don't really know what we can do with this stuff. I was kind of looking up on the eMaster resource website and I didn't really see a lot of things. Yeah, look, we are getting emeralds and lapis. That's awesome. I didn't really see a lot of things that we could do with it or how to do that stuff. That's something I'm definitely going to have to do a little bit more research, or if you guys know, you can tell me in the comments down below. That would be awesome. Yeah, more lapis. Well, that's cool. We're getting lapis, and what was the other thing we were getting? Emeralds. We're getting gold bars, gold ingots. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so spawning that guy really isn't too bad. It's getting us a lot of good stuff. If we ever run out of those things, that's definitely something that we should do in the future. But yeah, it's just something that I wanted to test out. That's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and turn this off. Redstone signal high, and we will set this back to spawn exact copy and put our wither skeleton back in there. Alright, I want to go also check on how this fracking thing is doing. It's still not done yet. Let's see how much of this gas that we've collected. 286 buckets, my goodness. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with this stuff. I'm sure it has some use, and then we can also swap out that bedrock. We can break that bedrock later on and then swap out for more of these these things. We have 162 more of these shale gas blocks. So if we find a good use for that stuff, we can definitely break that piece of bedrock and then frack a few more of these to get more of that stuff, which would be kind of cool. Alright guys, well, I guess we're going to have to wait until this gets done. Hopefully it won't take too much longer. Then we can set up our mining laser, or mining drill, laser drill. One of those things. I keep saying the wrong thing. My goodness. All right, guys. Give me a few minutes here. I'm going to wait for that to finish up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. So this is the next day. So if my voice sounds a little different, sorry about that. Yeah. So I've been playing around with this thing and waiting for it to continue to frack all of the shale gas out of this block. And unfortunately, even overnight, this is not completed yet. So I don't know if this thing's ever going to complete. Maybe because it was silk touch and then placed, like it lost all of its data that, you know, it can only have so much gas in it. I have no idea. I also installed this tank interface on the side of this block here, and you can change this to see which tank is what. So this is set to tank 0, so we can see the water going in and leaving. If I were to grab that remote thing, this guy right here, I can switch this to tank 1, and we can see the natural gas in there kind of appear and then go away. Tank 2 has nothing in it. So yeah, I just left on tank 1 because that's the most interesting thing. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this is going to work, so we have to do something else. Let me also show you this. I changed a setting on my Feed the Beast. By default, extra cells will show like 1 KB for kill a bucket. You have no idea if you have 1,000 buckets or 1,099. Or 1,999, I should say. So I changed the config in there so it shows it in millibuckets. So we have 2,891 buckets. Unfortunately, we have to deal with these 3 extra decimal places, or these 3 extra places or whatever. So yeah, we got a lot of natural gas, and it doesn't look like it's running out anytime soon. So we're going to have to figure out something that we're going to do with that stuff too. Okay, so plan B. This isn't going to work, unfortunately. I think this is a fail, although it could turn into a piece of bedrock, and then we can move our operation later. One thing I did find out is that the mining laser, or I'm sorry, this laser drill, I keep calling it a mining laser. This laser drill will work over void. Now that's something I didn't know before. If I had known that, never would have even dealt with any of this stuff, but that's fine. It got us into eMaster Resource Engineer's Toolbox, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So actually, let me do this. Let's place it above ground. So we stick it, the laser appears, and then it goes away, and then it can't do anything because you're above ground. Let's go ahead and break this guy, and we will. Hey Pig, how's it going? Let me help you out, Pig. Get on the grass. Go on. Don't fall. Okay, so we place the laser drill above the void, and the beam stays. So that's good. I honestly did not know that before. I thought it had to be pointed into bedrock. So, yeah, that's a thing we can do. So we don't need the piece of bedrock. I guess we're just going to use this to continue to produce natural gas, and we will use that for something else in the future. I know you can make RF and other stuff like that out of it, so that'll be cool just to test out and check it out. So we just need to get ourselves a little spot that can point down into the void and use that for a mining laser area. So since down below here doesn't have anything, and it's actually right next to the ME system, this is our next best spot for doing this. So I'm just going to poke a hole, and we're just going to go all the way down. Hopefully I don't run into a lava pool or something. But this is going to be, yep, this is going to be where we do our laser drilling. Awesome. All right, so we need to place a block, so we can place the laser drill, Nice. So this thing should be all set. It should have a beam if we can take it, check it out. Yep, we got a beam all the way down. I might want to grab some like clear glass. Let's see. Yeah, let's grab some of this clear glass and let's just kind of wall this off. If you stand in that beam, it will set you on fire, and we don't want that to happen. I don't know, can I put a piece of clear glass in front of it? Is that still going to work? Nope, it breaks it. Okay, so it's going to have a clear shot all the way down to void. Good to know. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't set me on fire. And we'll stick that right there, and I'll break out another piece of the floor. Okay. Awesome. Nice. So there's our laser drill. So now we need to get our pre-chargers. And stick one there. I don't know, can you do a pre-charger into a pre-charger? Yeah, I think it can only, I think the thing can only have 4 of these things. They have to be 1 per side. And does it have to be 1 block away? Can it be 2 blocks away? Looks like it has to be 1 block away. Okay, good to know. I've never messed with these things like I said before. So let's put that one there, and finally that guy there. Nice. So this thing gets power from, I believe, these pre-chargers. These things are the ones that give it power. Then this bar goes up, and then this is its work, how fast that goes. So we're going to need a way to power these guys. I think, let's see here. Do we have any tesseracts left? I keep using all of them and then making more and then not having any when I need them. Let's go steal this tesseract for now, since this thing isn't getting much use right now. Although it will get use once we start getting a whole bunch of ores, I expect. Okay, let's come down here. And then we can put the tesseract right on. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's exactly what we want, because we want to power and we want this thing to receive items. So we can do, let's see, what's configuration? Item mode, send only, power receive only. Is this thing getting power? No. Okay, I didn't expect so. So now we just need to get some redstone energy conduits, which are in my pouch. And right here. So we should be able to just do that. Shift in place. Okay, so all the pre-chargers should be getting power, and it's doing its thing. It looks like it could use more energy. This thing is not filling up very far, is it? Okay, well, it's doing its thing. Let's see. We don't know what this laser drill is actually producing. It might make sense to put like a chest or something on top of it so we can see all the ores it gets. But the one thing that I really want to do is get these focuses. What is it? Yeah, laser focus white. I think this is the one we want. So we're going to need stained glass pane, some gold nuggets, and some emeralds. I think we can do all that. Stained glass from Mine Factory Reloaded. Yep. All right, let me go ahead and get those pieces together, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so I got this all hooked up, and I have it so we have an iron chest on top so we can see the stuff that we're getting, which is pretty cool now. Yeah, so I have installed 6 of these laser focus white. Now, the reason why I chose white was because I'm fairly certain from what I've read about this mod, white gives it a chance to get a whole bunch of the lighter kind of ores, like you'll get nether quartz ore, saltpeter, and there's also a possibility of getting nether iridium ore. So this is a block that's in here, this nether iridium ore, and with this, I'm pretty certain that you can get iridium out of it. Looks like we can do it through HermitCraft somehow, and then get the iridium ingots, and eventually get it to the iridium ore for industrial craft too, it looks like. So I'm hoping that we can actually get that stuff. I don't know if it is possible, but if it is, we're going to find out. Now, another thing, this is taking a tremendous amount of power, more than I thought it was actually going to take. If we come down over here, this is our solar panel setup. We got 8 of these 512 ones. So if we look at our resonant energy cell, we are draining like all of the power. Like both of these are down. I didn't check the one down below. I assume, oh, that one's empty. Yeah, so we definitely, if we're gonna continue to do this, we need to up our power supply a whole heck of a lot. I'm thinking I might make 8 more of these high voltage solar arrays. Let's go up a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about easier. So we have 4 along this side and 4 along that side. I'm thinking we'll add 4 more on this side and then 4 more over here. And if that's still not enough, we might just, instead of having like solar panel block, we might just do a whole row of solar panels and then like really go crazy with the solar. I don't know. I do know that I would like to try other power supplies, but for something like this where you need massive quantities of power, solars really are good. I know people are talking about I should make the windmills and things. I might look into that. I know D-Mac's been doing that too, so I might talk to him and see what he thinks. But as far as this goes, this is really awesome, just getting all these ores basically by mining into the void. What was this last one? Ammonium chloride. Oh, that's the stuff that I've seen in the nether near lava, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Alright, guys. Well, unfortunately, we didn't quite do what I wanted to do and get that mining laser on a piece of bedrock, but we might have discovered something awesome where we can get infinite gas out of this since we were able to silk touch these blocks. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how much of that shale gas we end up with. Let's go down here real quick. Yeah, so we have 3,541 buckets of natural gas. Now, I know that stuff can also be used in like a gas turbine and a gas generator or something else from Gascraft or eMash Resource or Engineer's Toolbox or one of those mods. So we'll look at that in the future. I know it's probably going to start eating up my drive space over here if it keeps going for forever. But yeah, we still got a bunch of these 64K fluids stored, so no big deal at all. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time.